Hey guys, it's KJ4A, and welcome to my update video for Alpha 8.7. Okay, my Let's Play has gone on for 26 videos, and that's my longest Let's Play ever, so the Fun Pimps have decided, hey Cage, you've done enough Let's Play videos, it's time for you to, cut that out. So they decided to come out with 8.7. I am going to have to make a new world, and we're going to go over some of the updates in this update, this 8.7 update. Now, this wasn't a huge update. I was borderline on making an update video, but you guys seem to enjoy them, and, I like to give you whatever small amount of information I can and, bring you up to speed. Alright, one of the major things for this update is they have now added VAC. For those of you who don't know, VAC stands for Valve Anti-Cheat, so now multiplayer servers it'll be a lot easier for people to keep cheaters off of the server. They added a new standalone dedicated server software accessible to anyone who purchased the game. You can find it under your Steam client under library/tools/7 days to die dedicated server. So it seems like it might be a little bit more like Minecraft now, so you could run a dedicated server even if you don't want to pay for one. They've also, I don't know if you can tell right here, but these numbers are looking a little funky. They've integrated NGUI 3 to the game in preparation for vector fonts in the next release. What does that mean? I don't know. All I know is the fonts look a little different in the numbers. One thing I want to go over here on a little personal note is my DM mode is now broken. See, can't use DM mode, and I'm not quite sure what that is, but I'm having trouble using DM mode, which means I cannot change the time of day, which means I have to do this entire update video in one day. Otherwise, I'm going to have to sit through the night. Not that that matters anything to you, I just thought that might be interesting to you. If you're on a multiplayer server, if you run a multiplayer server, DM mode seems a bit weird at the moment. They've added new Southwest Adobe wall blocks and wedges in white, peach, and tan walls. They also include variants with interior walls and trims. Now, I assume that this stuff would be craftable, but I, for the first time ever, have failed. I can't figure out how you're going to craft this stuff. It might not be craftable. You might have to go get it. That's my thinking now, because I could not figure out how to craft this stuff. But I did put some of it down, and you can see right here, it's got the little trim on the bottom. I forget which one's which, but these are all like the different kinds of blocks. You can maybe go, I'm thinking southwest, you go down to southwest, and you might be able to farm up some of these blocks. This is the roofing right here. So that should be pretty cool. They've also added loot group seeds, so we add more plantable crops to the game. It's easy to implement them into the loot system. Again, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't see anything here about seeds, so not sure if I read that wrong, if I'm mistaken, how it is or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but that's what it is. And they also added drop ceiling, black ceiling for clubs and theaters. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, there it is. Changes. They've removed the suicide button. You can no longer suicide, so I don't know. I guess you could suicide by running into zombies, but you can't just click the suicide button. They've made chainsaws and augers easier to find. Thank God, because nobody could find one in the last update, so I know I couldn't. They've changed the distribution of low probability, and they put that in quotes, ores like lead and potassium nitrate to occur more often in the ground. So it sounds like they're going to put more lead and potassium nitrate in the ground. We need iron, people, but, there you go. They increased the durability of all wooden clubs. It's pretty cool. I like to spike wooden clubs, so that's good. They've increased the chance of finding garbage in houses instead of hero loot containers. Now, we're going to go over some of the loot that they've done to the game, and they've basically nerfed the loot even more. Not too much, but a little bit. They've tweaked the loot a little bit, and most of it's been nerfed because, you're not going to find those hero loot containers, which I'm assuming would give you a lot of stuff. You're going to find garbage, which I'm assuming is going to give you a lot less. So let's get on with that. They've increased the chance of finding empty jars rather than food in cupboards. That's fine. I always thought the food was a bit much anyway. They're definitely nerfing the food. Remember that. I'll get to that in a minute. Greater chance of finding garbage on roads instead of backpacks. So they're basically making garbage everywhere and lessening the loot of backpacks and chests and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. Added more deer and rabbits to the biomes, but slowed the respawn delay significantly. They've increased the spawn time for deer to respawn in approximately 8 days. Now, it says deer. specifically for 8 days. I'm not sure if rabbits are for 8 days as well. Basically, you kill a deer or a rabbit, and you're not going to see one in that area again for 8 days. At least that one's not going to respawn. So it looks like they're nerfing food, which I'm on board with that. Food seemed to be ridiculously plentiful, and you know, I wouldn't mind food being a little bit harder to find. Increase the spawn time. I already read that. Okay, now here's something weird. Over 96 blocks now drop scrap iron when destroyed. That's pretty generic. I don't know what the heck they're talking about, but I'm going to look for stuff that drops iron more often. I guess they increased it. It doesn't say anything. It just says there's over 96 blocks. That doesn't say if it's less, if it's more, what blocks, what don't, you know. Not really a lot of information there. They've decreased lower cupboard and stove loot from 1 to 2 to 0 to 2 items. Again, with the nerf in the cupboards. Instead of getting 1 to 2 items, you can get 0 to 2 items. They sped up the daytime zombie alerted approach speed. I'm assuming that just basically means the zombies are going to be quicker during the day. Alright, so that's all the stuff I could just read to you. Now I'm going to show you one more thing, and this is the most exciting thing right here. They now have the trunk tips are more useful. Not only that, but you can upgrade them using, they're just like the wood frames. You upgrade them using wood planks, and then you upgrade them again using scrap iron. And look at that, that's pretty sweet. So for my base in my next world, I'm gonna make a base kind of like this with little like murder holes and stuff I can, you know, hit zombies with. And I was debating whether I wanted to put the big trunk tips directly into the ground, all the way into the ground, or have them sticking out of the ground. Now I said, okay, well, putting them directly in the ground would look neater because they're out of the way. But watch this. Look at this. Look at this. They can stand right on top of the damn thing and it doesn't even hurt them. Now, if they get in between them, they're going to get hurt. But they, you know, they're going to be on top of them. Now, right here, they're going to get hurt no matter what. I mean, I guess they could, if they keep jumping, they could probably parkour their way up here. But that's going to be rare. I mean, that's going to be hard for them to do as they're running around in these things. So they're not perfect because the zombies, if they get on top of them, don't take damage. And I find that more than a little perplexing. I think if they're standing right on it, they should probably even take more damage. But, you know, maybe for a future update, this is an alpha. So anyway, yeah, trunk tips. They're definitely a lot more useful now. So there you go, guys. Pretty interesting update. You know, it was more for the VAC anti-cheat stuff and a little bit of new blocks here and some upgraded blocks here. Not too much going on, but you know, that's the update. I hope you've learned something. And for those of you who are interested in my single-player Let's Play, I am going to start Season 8.5 today. It is going to have to be a new world, and yeah, I hope you look forward to it. So, see you later, guys.